So if you're facing backwards like this, and you ledge cancel, you'll always pretty much fall off. But if you're facing forwards, you can, if you let the stick go to neutral right as you're about to ledge cancel, or I guess just don't hold forward anymore, or don't hold forward far enough, you'll enter this ototo animation. And what this effectively does is, it turns the recovery, the landed recovery, so like your landing, we'll call landing lag or anything like that, to 1 frame or 0 pretty much. Basically have no recovery on whatever you did that ended up putting you in this teeter animation, which again is a ledge cancel facing forwards, where you let the stick return to neutral, usually to do it easiest. And this is really, really flexible and allows for a lot of creativity, because just like a ledge cancel, if you hold forward, you can still fall off and do an aerial, right? But you can but you have full grounded options. I can dash back. And so what I'm doing when I do those is I teeter, I face forward and teeter, into dash back shield drop. So again, the key distinction is you can only do it when you're facing forward towards the edge of a platform or a ledge, and you let the stick go to neutral right before you land, and then you can dash back, right? So if they're coming to whip punish me, I can move out of the way, or I can still fall off. You know, I can still do the same ledge cancel stuff. So it really adds another layer to how creative and tricky you can be with your movement. So now let's talk about buffered shield drops, or shai drops, as they used to be called, before I forgot that's what they were called. So we can call them shai drops or buffered shield drops. So normally if you want to dash shield drop, you would dash, press shield, go down to the notch. But the problem with that, well, it's not actually a problem at all. But if you're frame off, you'll spend those, or frames off, let's say, you'll spend that time in shield, not moving, stationary. But instead, you could, and also it can be a little harder to execute in my opinion. Instead, you can actually roll to the notch early. You see now I'm already in the down and right notch right now. You're the down right shield drop notch. Still been shielded, still been shielded. Now I'm going to shield. See how I fall through? So what this does is I kept dashing in the meanwhile before I actually inputted shield. And by doing it this way, I kept moving in my desired direction. Even though I was not frame perfect, I kept moving during that time. You know, because in melee you don't want to be a stationary target. You got to use your mobility really well. And so airing in this way means that instead of having your inevitably not frame perfect sequence be stuck in shield, you're still dashing during it. You're still moving in your desired direction. And that's a shai drop, or what I'm calling a buffered shield drop. That's old school though. But yeah, and so what you do is you teeter. Let's see if I can do it live. So you do the full hop nair here. That leaves you in a teeter, and I let it go to neutral. To be fair, I did a neutral edge, so it's pretty convenient. And then you dash back shield drop.